2, what have I just read, with Michael in a very fruity t-shirt, Malcolm in a very boring t-shirt, as always,
And the jingle.
and the jingle.
But it's not boring because you need these two things to balance. Otherwise it's just too much. So the grey is a canvas for our thoughts. So it's all balance and harmony. It's all good stuff. So we read Samuel 2 today.
The first chapter of, the second Samuel.
Right.
Yeah.
And this guy comes and reports.
And he thought he was bringing really good news, and he thought David would be so pleased, and if I'm the person who killed Saul, he'll give me even more honours.
Right, because basically it means I'm bringing the news that now he's to be king.
Yeah, that's right. And but of course he hasn't quite realised that David's got this big thing about not touching the Lord's anointed.
Right, and it
was a bit of a fatal mistake for him.
And it's not clear if he really killed him or not. Is it? Because
we were told that last. Because when we were told about the death of Saul, Saul says to his armour bearer, "Kill me."
Right.
And his armour bearer refuses.
Okay.
Because he won't kill the Lord's anointed.
Right.
And so Saul falls on his own sword.
Right.
For Saul.
And
so this chap was obviously there, saw what went on, picks up the crown.
Right.
Because he's got the crown, comes to David and says, "Saul's dead, and I did the coup de mercy, or the coup de grace."
Okay, got it. So he's a sort of an opportunist, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cleaning up on the battlefield.
Exactly.
Picks up the crown and runs off to David and says, "Hey, good news for you.
Yeah.
Look what I found. It means you're going to be king."
Yeah.
But
they didn't quite expect David's reaction.
Right. He's not happy with that.
Actually, it's interesting. This is the first time this happened. There's a second time when one of David's enemies is killed. Arch enemies is killed, and David laments for him. It happens to also be his own son, but
right. and then all this because David has every reason to hate Saul, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But he refuses to do that.
And of course, there's also the death of Jonathan as well.
Right, which he's generally very, very sad about. Right. So he's not bitter.
No. And then there's this song, and I don't know whether you're like me, but when I read Lord of the Rings or something like that, and I get to the poems and the songs, I jump over them. I'm a real Philistine, if I can say that in this context.
Do you find the same thing with these songs?
No, actually they're okay. They're good, aren't they?
But it's interesting, isn't it, how the mighty have fallen in the midst of the battle, because he keeps on saying this, doesn't it? It's how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Particularly the last time, it was very interesting. How the mighty have fallen and the weapons of war perished. That is amazing. There's sort of an end to, or these objects of destruction that basically come to nothing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Acts 5.
It's great. Acts 5 is again carrying on this amazing kind of period of early Christianity, right?
The Peter and the apostles I love this. They're arrested. They're put into prison. God springs them.
Right.
And says, "Go back to the temple."
Yeah, and I love that. I love this. Just the next morning, it's a couple of steps behind. It's like bring the guys from the prison. It's like actually they're not there.
And where are they?
The doors are locked. Yeah,
the back of the temple.
Preaching. That's actually. I think it's almost slightly comic.
It is, yeah.
But it is interesting, isn't it? How the priests were very jealous. Because obviously this good news of Jesus is having a massive effect.
Of course, I know nothing of that. You know, when you're a vicar of a smallish church in a town, and you know, 3 streets away there's a church which is sort of overflowing with people. And
right.
Everybody's going there. It's the cool place to go. Of course, you never feel jealous.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting that. But it really was like that, wasn't it, back then? Because it was somehow Christianity was bringing everyone in.
Yeah, and it really was attracting people, and astonishing things are happening.
Yeah.
They talk about the shadow, in order that Peter's shadow might fall on some of them as he went by.
That was amazing. I think I actually quite appreciated that after Jesus left, the disciples were such a power. A force, which of course they really were.
And the Holy Spirit was at work, and be honest, the Holy Spirit can still be at work today, you know, touching people in very powerful, dramatic ways. Yes, we believe work through healing and through normal processes, but also sometimes in very dramatic ways.
And I was reading something very interesting about this is the very early days of Christianity, and they're all basically still Jews, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there was this debate going on at this time about what signs do they need to outwardly show signs of Judaism? So like circumcision and stuff like that. There was a big debate whether these.
And this will become really big later on in Acts.
Oh, this actually comes in
This
Acts.
comes
Okay.
in Acts, yeah. The big decisions about and what should Gentile believers do?
Right, coming in, should be
yeah,
need to be
yeah.
circumcised or not. I picked up the physical signs didn't need to be done, but they still need to keep the Moses.
But it is interesting here, you know, the believers, the first believers, are still in the temple.
Yeah.
They still very much see themselves as Jews, and, you know, they're treated as Jews.
And they still obey all the Moses,
Yes, the laws of Moses. And all they're doing, the addition is that they're adding on, is they're saying, yes, we as Jews we wait for the Messiah, but we believe the Messiah has come.
Right.
And the Messiah is Jesus.
Right. Yeah, it's fascinating. Amazing. Yeah.
Lovely,
Great.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
And
Happy Friday.
yes,
And see you all, I guess, on Monday or Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Better to see you on Sunday.
Right. Bye.